Hi, this is Matt with Custom Car Grills with a mesh install for a 2009 and newer Nissan Frontier. A lot of the work for this will be done on the back of the factory grill, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it around right now. Holding the grill together are chrome tabs like this one located here. A flathead screwdriver is usually effective in separating the black plastic to allow for the chrome tabs to pass through. With the tabs released, the two parts of the grill should come apart easily. To get our mesh tight against the back of the grill frame, the chrome tabs need to be cut off flush with the opening. I used my Dremel and equipped it with the number 543 cutting and shaping wheel to get the job done. Now it's time to check out the cuts that need to be made to the black plastic portion. There's a fairly obvious cut line to follow that can be seen from the front. Once I've traced all the way around the inner portion, it should be easily removed and discarded. Some of the cuts are a little tight with the cutting wheel, and a spiral cutting bit is a decent alternative to use. Having full control of the spiral bit is important because it has a tendency to skip around a little bit. The center section I found to be a little easier to cut compared to the side pieces. With the bulk of the main cuts made, it's best to lay the black plastic back on the chrome frame. There's about a 1/8 inch gap between the black plastic and chrome frame to allow for our mesh to be installed. I'm going to use a silver marker on the back of the black plastic to refine the cut further and get just the right margin. I really want to get this cut close to the defined edge that's left. I find the best way to do the final cuts is with the Dremel and the cutoff wheel. Now that the refined cuts are made, it's time to check the spacing between the black plastic and the chrome portion again. What I'm looking for is the perfect spacing so that our mesh piece will fit flush on the back of the chrome portion. But I also need enough black plastic nearby for something to adhere to. When I'm satisfied with the cuts, I'm going to grab a body panel adhesive like this Plyo Grip from Valvoline. Since the tabs that held the black and chrome portions together were cut off, this will be how I reattach them. I'm really using a lot of material here because I want to make sure that both surfaces make good contact. I need to work fast because this cures very quickly. I also need to make sure that the pieces are lined up and pressed together accurately. To make sure I got good coverage, I pumped some of the Plyo Grip into any large gaps I could find. Now let's take a look at the 3-piece mesh set that we have for sale on our website. First, place the mesh on the back of the grill and center it. To temporarily attach the mesh, I'm going to use some cable ties and foam. Then wrap some foam around the chrome or painted surface where the cable tie might come in contact. I'm then looping the tie around the front and through the mesh and then connecting the tie together. The head of the tie should be resting on the back of the mesh for a good hold. It's best to check to make sure that the mesh hasn't moved and created a gap after a few ties have been installed. With the ties in place, the tail ends can be cut off and discarded. To bond the mesh and grill together, I'm again using the Plyo Grip to get the job done. Applying this material needs to be very accurately done so that it contacts the mesh and the back of the grill. But attention to detail is crucial here so that none drips through the front. Once the bond is cured, the ties that were temporarily holding the mesh on can be cut off. Here's a look at the back of the grill with all the right cuts made and the adhesive applied correctly. The mesh install is complete. Let's flip it around and see how it turned out. Wow, look at how big of a difference this is from where we started. The black mesh install is a really sleek design. And here's a picture of how it looks on the truck. This is a must-have mod for any Frontier owner looking to change up their front end a little bit. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions about it, feel free to contact me.